Hello, everybody, and welcome to the VooPlayer Q&A weekly webinar call. We are going to get started here in just a moment, but before we do, if you will be kind enough to confirm that you can hear my voice and see my screen, which should say VooPlayer Q&A on it, just confirm that in the chat box, and then we can get started. Thank you. All right, excellent. It looks like we're getting a few confirmations that both audio are okay. Hello, Brad. Hello, Dean. Hello, Steve. So we can get started. Just a brief introduction up front. My name is Peter. I am the product manager of VooPlayer, and we're holding these weekly Q&A calls in order to answer any questions that you as users may have, also to provide training on any advanced features which might seem confusing, gather feedback from you guys as users on how we can keep improving VooPlayer, and also to showcase some of the new stuff that we've been working on, as well as to kind of discuss the progress of VooPlayer as a whole. A couple of notes also, if you're not able to attend these webinars, weekly replays are posted both on our YouTube channel as well as in the Facebook group. If you have some questions, but you're not able to ask them at the webinar, you're not able to make the webinar, also just you're welcome to post a question on the Facebook group or just contact us directly at support@VooPlayer.com, and we can answer any extensive questions throughout the next webinar, and then we'll mention that reference in the replay for that week. So let's get started. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The format of the webinar is pretty straightforward. So at any time that you have a question, or if you came prepared with some questions, just feel free to drop them in the chat box, and we're just going to start answering them in the order that they come in. All right, excellent. So a couple of notes and announcements that I wanted to make. Last week, I discussed the launch of the VooPlayer product board, which is accessible either in the application. So over here, if we're on documentation and support, you can access it by clicking on submit and vote on new ideas. And there you can see everything that we're working on and also vote on it. Last week I made just a wrong, I just gave you wrong information, which is the feedback which you are sharing on these items is not publicly visible. So everything that you're sharing can only be seen by yourself as well as us as the admins of this board. And the reason for that feedback not being public is twofold. One is to avoid any crowd bias, meaning that if a person sees something that somebody else voted as, oh, this is a must-have for me, they're going to think it's a must-have for them as well, obviously. So that's not something that we want to encourage. We kind of want original feedback coming from actual use cases. And the second reason, of course, is anonymity and privacy, because a lot of people and a lot of companies don't necessarily want their information to be shown to the public. So that's why the feedback which you're providing on this portal is going to be private. So what portal, if you missed it last week, this gives us an opportunity to showcase some of the things which we are considering, some of the things which we are actively working on, as well as some of the things which we have successfully launched, and also provides you guys as users the ability to come into here and vote on ideas, i.e. give them priority in our development cycle, and also to submit new ideas which you think would be valuable additions to VooPlayer. And then thus far, this has performed really great for us, and we were able to start organizing and collecting feedback and reference that feedback later on as we're developing some features much more effectively once we've integrated this board. And it's been a really helpful tool for us in the development processes. So if you haven't checked it out yet, I encourage you to either, when you're logged in, go to submit and vote on ideas, or if you want to access this externally, that's available on VooPlayer.com/ideas, if I'm not mistaken, is another way to access that. But if you're accessing from here, you're going to have to verify your identity before you're able to contribute to this portal. So while we're on that topic, one of the things that just recently moved from under consideration to recently launched is the feature for the YouTube channel import. So proud to announce that we've released that today, and what it allows you to do is, actually, here's a video of it, but I can just give you a brief demo of it. So just come over here to on the VooPlayer's YouTube channel, and I'll just grab this ID of the channel. And the way that this works is same as any other mass import or mass upload feature. So if I come over here below, create new video to mass import and import from an external source, which is YouTube, and I'll just provide that channel ID. It can be your channel or it can be somebody else's channel. And what that is going to do is it's just going to list out all of the videos on that channel, and you can select which ones you do and which ones you don't want to import to your VooPlayer, and in a matter of seconds, all of those videos are going to become available within your dashboard, which is an excellent thing to have, because a lot of people are migrating over their videos from YouTube, and thus far they were either forced to do it by adding links one at a time, or by providing a CSV import, and that's just a convoluted process which nobody necessarily wants to go through. So that's why we kind of opted to provide a direct channel import feature from VooPlayer. So that's available in the application currently, and I hope, based on the feedback, that it's going to be utilized effectively by you guys. So that's great. One other thing that I wanted to last week, I mentioned also that we had a couple of new developers joining the development team. They've kind of gone through the entire onboarding process of the application. Now they're fully kind of integrated in our processes. So we're really picking up some speed on some of the major priorities which we want to tackle in the upcoming period. Those being, so that there are kind of two main priorities which we are focusing on, and both which are receiving some really good progress. The first one is the performance of VooPlayer and the speed with which the player is loaded and the video can be played. So we've gone throughout the last, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months, a huge batch of improvements which we want to implement, and this is like really hard stuff that implementing to make sure that videos are loaded more effectively. So the current batch of, which I'm not sure it's going to be released in the next week, but 2 weeks at the latest, and then we're going to release that batch of performance improvements, and the gains there are, I believe, on average, when we were benchmarking this, was at not even a full second. It was at 0.8 seconds, I believe. That was the improvement for all of the videos, be they linked or uploaded to VooPlayer. That was sort of the final grade that we got. So on the lower you get on the performance optimization and the speed, the harder the gains are. So the current batch, I believe, brings a 0.8 second improvement to loading VooPlayer, which, as I believe you will agree, is no small feat. So we'll be releasing, as I mentioned, those improvements fairly soon here in a couple of weeks at the latest. So that's one of the things which we're focusing on, and we were really pleased with how they're. there are additional improvements which are yet to be made, but those are kind of getting pushed to the other badge because we're kind of anxious to put this out first. That's a continuous effort, and it's one of the most problematic things with VooPlayer, which is why it's receiving so much attention from development. And the other thing which we are focusing on, well, we started focusing on this with the arrival of new developers. So it finally started getting off the ground. It is the completely new approach to the overlays and annotations, which brings in a completely new interface and completely new templates, which are conversion optimized and ready for production in your videos without any additional knowledge of how to code, how to place buttons, and so on and so on. So we're going to bring in a good set of templates, which we believe are going to make your job of adding interactions on top of videos a lot easier and a lot effective. So that's also one of the main efforts on which we are focusing on in these couple of next releases. Expect to see at least a prototype or a demo of the new approach to overlays in the next couple of weeks. We got through a good part of outlining the entire structure of how that's going to work, also on how we're going to support it and display it on mobile devices, because you know that content in video can definitely act differently on devices and on desktops. So we've gone through a lot of optimizations there, and we're finally ready to start putting together those templates and the interface which is going to be facing users, allowing them to edit that template. So that's also one of the things that we're really excited about. And as I mentioned, I do expect a demo on that within the next couple of weeks. Did I want to mention anything else? I also mentioned this last week, but it might not be a bad thing to review it. We also released the option for that enables you to apply player settings from a template which you've created. So if you've created one template with a specific appearance, or with overlays, or with locks, or any other of 100 features which VooPlayer enables you to do, now you are able to apply those player settings to the videos of your selection directly from the dashboard, which is a great tool for kind of optimizing and batching processes for a lot of videos which you want to edit at once. So that's also released, and it's been asked for several times thus far. So we also pushed that out last week, and according, at least, we haven't received any verbal feedback thus far, but at least according to analytics data, which allows us to kind of track which features are being interacted with the most, this is certainly providing to give a lot of good value to users. All right, let me see. I don't think I have any other announcements, so I'll just jump to the questions. Let's see. Do we have any questions? Hello. Hello, Steve. Hello, Karen. Alan joined as well. Hello, guys. Alan, this reference email preview, I have one video hosted on Dropbox and one on VooPlayer. Both received this message. Email preview images are available only for videos uploaded to VooPlayer. What am I doing wrong? If you have a video which is uploaded to VooPlayer, when you say it's hosted on VooPlayer, I'm assuming you came to create a video, and then you came to upload a file, and then by that you mean upload it to VooPlayer. If you're receiving an error that email preview is not available, that might be a bug on our end. So let me just check. So yes, that looks like that's a bug on our end, and I think we missed testing this when we were revising that, because what happened is that we were trying to also generate images for email preview images for videos which are not hosted on VooPlayer, such as external Dropbox video, Google Drive videos. We were also trying to generate email previews for those, not with a lot of success. So we were kind of fiddling around with this email preview image, which might have caused an error. So that looks like just nothing more than a bug on our end. But if I'm not mistaken, that's not affecting the generation of the image. So the image has been already generated successfully for this video, for example. It's just that it's not being displayed here. We were kind of playing it safe and putting out this warning for those videos which are linked rather than uploaded. So we'll make sure to just let me make a note of that. So that's just a bug report. Bug on email preview images uploaded to VooPlayer. All right, I'll thank you for bringing that up, Alan. Apologies for the inconvenience. I believe we'll have that sorted out by tomorrow morning. We'll push out a small fix for that image to display for those videos. All right, let's see. Do we have any other questions? See a lot of new people joining. Welcome everybody. Welcome to VooPlayer. If you have any questions with regards to how VooPlayer is working, how you can utilize it in your business, if you have suggestions on some features which VooPlayer is not yet offering or not offering in a way in which suits your business needs, do let us know, as that's the type of feedback that we'll really appreciate getting, and it's really helping us kind of push the envelope with regards to the capabilities of VooPlayer. For example, a feedback that we received I think this morning was really interesting feedback, and I know a lot of people on the webinar are actively using the live conference simulation, the Evergreen live streaming functionality from VooPlayer. So the options which we have there are currently on show the conference on a particular date, recurring daily, recurring hourly, or whenever somebody joins. So a feedback we got from the customer, and we're going to be implementing this in the next couple of days, is because it's just a great idea and something that we've missed, is an option to play the conference whenever somebody joins, but just add a delay of, for example, 2 or 5 minutes, just to make them wait a little bit before the conference begins. So we'll just have a combination of whenever somebody joins with a delay of 2 minutes, for example, a variable by user, which allows for that conference to be manipulated. So and small feedback such as that is really appreciated, and it might not seem like it's possible within VooPlayer, but if you share that sort of feedback with us, we'll be sure to accommodate it if we recognize a lot of value in it. All right, some questions rolling in. When will these references be removed for white label? I posted smooch.com VooPlayer to show these. I think the majority of those references has been removed. I believe there are a couple of references, one primarily on the email preview, which is currently not working at all. So we can consider that as resolved as well. But the other ones were, I believe, with the watch buttons on the playlists, watch and win contest, video funnels, and so on and so on. So I believe those will be also resolved by the next release. The thing with the email preview image, it's going to be kind of hard to hide that from the sub accounts. So we're kind of basically picking out the strategy which is going to be best of either hiding that completely from sub accounts, or or minimizing the URL somehow. We're not still sure what we want to do, but those a few remaining references to VooPlayer will be resolved, and we're continuing. We're always going to find one or two new ones, so stay tuned as we are eliminating those. Joseph is saying, do you support social sharing for WhatsApp and Telegram app? I believe we do, last time I checked. So let's take a look here. So social sharing of videos is sorry, I was just reading something else. Social sharing of videos is manipulated by, if you come over here to the video page customization, no, sorry, not video page customization, and share and SEO metadata, and you enable the, one second, and you enable the video share widget. That's gonna enable different providers which share with, and if I'm not mistaken, you can change the list of providers which you want the video to be shared with. If you come over here to application settings, and down at the bottom you have a list of supported providers. So the question was for WhatsApp and for, what was the other one, for Telegram, I believe. Let me just see, where was this question? WhatsApp is supported, and I'm not sure if Telegram is, but if I'm not mistaken, it's rather easy to add providers to this list. So I'll just take a note to add Telegram to that list as well. So that shouldn't be too difficult to accomplish. But now, if I just turn on WhatsApp here, or Reddit, or any of the other ones, then all of those are also going to be appearing on my video, I believe. So let me just double check that I got that correctly. It's been a while since we yeah. So now WhatsApp, I think this is Tumblr and Reddit are now supported as sharing providers there. So hopefully that answers that question, Joseph, and I just made a note to add Telegram support to that list. Jim, I don't understand how to make a playlist after I have uploaded a video. Can you demonstrate? Yeah, sure, no problem. So how do you make a playlist after you have uploaded a video? So all you would need to do is, on the left-hand side over here, just come to playlists, and you can just create a new playlist. So we can just call this demo playlist, and we'll just create a new playlist. And from there, I can just start adding videos to that playlist. So this is going to have a list of all of the videos which you have uploaded or created in any other way. So you can just select it from here. So let's say homepage video v2, and then you can add another one, let's say test external HLS, and add maybe hello there video, and basically build out your playlist. And then you can manipulate it from here by changing its order and changing the position of the playlists on the player, and so on and so on and so on. So basically you set up everything as you want, and then you just click on publish of a playlist, and that's going to give you the embed code for the playlist itself. So once you embed this on your website, or if you share this link, and that's going to play all of these videos which you've added in a playlist. I think that's pretty straightforward, unless I misunderstood the question. If I have, just elaborate on your question and we'll come back to it. Eddie is saying, will you be able to have trainings showcasing case studies of how people are using VooPlayer? That's something that we would really love to do, not necessarily in a training format, but that's something that we will kind of want to publish as case studies, maybe as a combination of both white papers and sort of testimonial videos, but not necessarily something that we would consider as training. That's definitely something that we want to do, and one missing component of that is really sort of, I wouldn't necessarily call that marketing, but I would call that more of as a user engagement effort allocation, which we are currently kind of missing, as we're kind of focusing heavily on development of new features. But one of the things that we definitely need to start doing is reaching out more to people who are using WooPlayer to get some really in-depth feedback on their use cases. So that's not something that we're actively considering, but thank you for bringing that up. It's good to know that people are interested in how others are benefiting from WooPlayer. So I'll take a note of that. That's the case studies and further training opportunities. All right, noted. We have a question. Is anyone else having audio issues? And Dean is saying nope. Use Reconnect on top of the screen. All right, this seems like all the audio issues are resolved. Yes, the webinar replays are available both on the Facebook group and on the YouTube channel. The question is, please show how to skip to the next video on a playlist. Mine is not working. All right, so is this my playlist? Yeah, so this is the playlist of a bunch of different videos. So I believe from here I can just select whichever video I want to jump to. So I can jump to this video directly. So that just skips to the next video, or alternatively, and I think this one's set up as a live conference, so that's not going to work. But you can basically just, I don't know, I think I messed that up by, let me just kind of open that up again. I shouldn't have chosen that video. Let's see. So if I don't even know, this also has a blank screen, so I'm not necessarily sure if that's going to work. Maybe, yeah, I think this is just a black video. Yeah, so, there we go. So the idea basically is you can access the videos which you want to skip by opening up or closing the playlist menu, which is accessible both over here on the top right and on the control bar, from where you can toggle them, and then you can select any of the videos which you want to skip to. When you skip to the next video, it keeps spinning on forever. Make sure that the videos themselves, which you are adding in the playlists, are not having problems, because that really shouldn't be an issue with the playlist itself. Basically, all that the playlist does is it just loads in another video within itself. So there's not much logic there. So if the video that you're skipping to seems like it's loading a long time, I would check that individual video. It seems like we're having issues with audio. Is anybody able to hear me? I just want to do a brief check just to make sure that we're good with audio. Yes, you are. All right. It seems like the audio is working. It's going in and out. Apologies for that. Might be my internet connection, but I'm doubting that. Might be something with the webinar platform that we're using. Not sure. All right. So let's see. Did I miss any other questions? Sorry again for the audio issues. Hopefully we're back. Click now and show us. Yeah, so if I'm on this video and I want to go to the first one, and just click on it, click on it, and then it'll load up the first one. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, please click on the next video on playlist. I did a couple of times, so I'll do it once more just to showcase that. So that was the first video. Now we're on the second video. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, if you're having issues with any particular videos or a particular playlist, feel free to just contact us at support@bullplayer.com, where we can take a deeper look into that. It seems not to be working on a sub account. It's possible. Could be some sort of a conflict there. Just give us, just as I mentioned, just reach out to us on support, and just give us the playlist and the sub account which is experiencing the issues. Is it possible to see an example of the video funnel? Yes, it is. So rather than me building out from scratch, and we can do that as well if you want to, but let me just try and pull up one which we recently did, because somebody else was, that's a question which we're frequently getting on. Can we see an example of a video funnel? So we put together this demo, but let me just try and find it real quick. Video funnels. Video funnels, are you interactive? Blah, 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 blah. Let me just see if there is a reference for it here. And considering that I don't think I'm able to, you can check out our funnel video. You can check out our funnel video here just as an example of how it works. And then we don't have a link to it. That's where that link should have been. All right, let me just try and dig it out real quick because I know where it's posted. Just 1 second. Enterprises test. All right, let's try and find it really quickly. I believe that was either a page, beta features, iPhone, no title, no title, no title. So I doubt it's any of those. Performance, pop-up, test Vistia, fallback, test, floating video, iPhone screen. Bear with me. If not, all right, one last go at it. As I think I know another way to find it. And that was an example of a funnel. One second, sorry for the delay. I'm not able to find this at this time, but I'll follow up. Check if you want to just leave your email or just send us an email at support@bullplayer.com, just asking for a funnel demo video. We'll send that over to you because we put together a really kind of nice walkthrough through a video like, hey, are you planning a vacation? Which type of a vacation would you want to go on? If you would want to go to the mountains or if you would want to go to the beach, and then we're kind of branching out that final demo. All right, cool. That makes sense. I'll take a note of that, and I'll send it out right after the webinar as soon as I'm able to find it. James is saying, any resolution of the problem with the email gate not working with MailChimp integration to capture both name and email? Yes, we've released an update for that. I don't want to say 2 weeks ago, but at least 1 week ago. I think we've resolved the issue where the email opt-in was not capturing the name information, which was causing an issue with MailChimp required name input for merging those fields. So yeah, that's been resolved almost a week ago now, at least, I believe. So that's live in production. So you can you're more than welcome to retest that, James. I believe it's working as expected currently. All right. We ran out of time. A lot of good questions today. So I want to thank everybody for joining today, and I'll be sure to follow up on a couple of these outstanding items which we were not able to find throughout this demo. Hopefully you're going to join next week as well, when we can revisit some of this stuff, and also to review some of the other new stuff that we've been working on in the background. So again, thanks for joining this week, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Bye.